What's up guys, it's Reese over at extremeforgraphics.com, and I just want to introduce to you guys the X4G Resource Pack #1. So as you can see, we got a whole bunch of stuff in here for you guys to use that you can use inside all your graphic designing stuff like signatures, wallpapers, banners, all types of stuff. So I'll just walk you through all the things that you can use this and how you can use this. So the first thing here is the brushes. Now these brushes they only work for Photoshop, so if you want to import them into Photoshop, you can just select them all and then just drag and drop straight into your Photoshop and they'll just be there. And you can check by going to Edit, Preset Manager, and then you can see the preset type, which is brushes, so you can see all the brushes that were imported. Now you can see at the very bottom where it starts. Now all these are the newest ones that I just added right now. The ones that I have before is on my website too. They're in my brush pack, but the ones that I just put in right now, these are the newer ones for the resource pack. The next one that's on the list is the C4Ds. Now these are like special renders out of Cinema 4D that you can use inside any of your graphic designing projects. So you'll see right here, like for example 8.tiff. Open this inside Photoshop and you may notice the black background, but there's nothing really big there because you can just hold Alt and double click on the lock button to unlock the layer, and then go to channels. And if you hold Control and then click the image of the alpha and then go to select, modify, no not modify but inverse, and then delete the background, just hit the delete key, you'll just have the regular Cinema 4D render out, and then you can just put this inside of whatever you're working on. This goes for any of the .tiff files. Like if it's .png, then it will automatically be a transparent background, so you can just drag and drop it in from there. And also some of them, they do have a black background, but it's no problem too, because you can just take everything, even the black background, just put it inside of your project and just set the blending mode to anything like a screen. Right here, how it's on top of the layer, but the black is gone, so it has to be on top of something if you set it to screen. If it's on top of nothing, then the background will be black, but it's not that big of a deal, trust me. The next one on the list in this resource pack is the fonts. Now these are highly used fonts that you can just install yourself. Just select them all and just hit the install button, or actually select them all, right click and hit install, and it will automatically be installed into your font. So you could just go, like for example visitor, and you'll go inside Photoshop or whatever program you're using and then type in visitor and it will be there, all of them. You can type it in and everything. And the next one is the GIFs. Now this is a GIF from the GFX team. We got all types of stuff in here. We got some renders, some C4D, some nice cloud textures, some nice different things you can use that's special that we didn't put inside of a pack, but we gave it to you anyways just because we care about you guys. And next on the next one in the list is the gradients. Now these are gradient maps that you can use for your projects. If you want to install them, you could do the same thing as you did for brushes, to select them all and just drag and drop inside of Photoshop. And if you want to use these, for example, you can just in the adjustments panel just go to gradient map, and then it will automatically be here. You'll see all these different types of gradient maps that you can use inside your signature or wallpaper or whatever you're using. And if you want to use this, like you're probably asking yourself, what would I need this for? Well, it's just for basic coloring, giving good color correction for your image, so you can put a gradient map on top of something and then mess with the blending modes to see what looks the best. You can mess with the opacity too a little bit, see what looks the best for whatever. You can compare and maybe get some different coloring. Like if you want to make it more of a green tip of color, then you just use this or whatever color. But you'll see, like for example, in my signature tutorial I used a lot of gradient maps. I used a black and white gradient map too, so I can add some contrast to the color. If I set the black and white and then put it as lumicity, you see contrast in the color. And the next one on the list is the patterns. Now the patterns, same thing as the brushes and the gradient maps. You just select it, drag it into, and if you want to use this, you can just select your paint bucket tool and then go to pattern, and you can use any of them here. Some are colored, some are not. And you can use these for any type of thing, like for example web design. It would be good to use some patterns there. If you want to make some type of background, patterns are also good. They're pretty good for whatever you're using. And next is the PSD files. Now the PSD files are the special Photoshop files that we use in order to make any type of signatures or whatever, and these are just for learning purposes only. You can look inside of the different PSD files and see what we did inside the signature or whatever, to see what we did to make it look that way. Like you see this gradient map right here that I used inside the Spider-Man tutorial, and you can look through the settings and everything, see the gradient map and the blending mode to set the hue and all this. You can see everything that I did. I got a few others in here, some Biohazard, Afro Guy, one of my signatures that I made. There'll be some more in the next resource pack, because notice this is number 1. And stocks and renders, this is different stocks that you can use inside of your whatever you're making. Crisis 2, got some good renders right here, nice cutout, ludicrous, some girl, some guy, tons of stuff right here. And last but not least, the textures. Now the textures you can use to texturize whatever you're using, like for example the purple glitter. This is good to select and put on top of whatever you're using for like nice effects. Maybe bring the opacity down a bit, change the blending mode. Blending modes are real important, by the way, and you know, just maybe remove the edges from it for whatever you need, and that's pretty good. And that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoy the resource pack number 1. More will be out soon. I'm Resover Extreme for Graphics. See you next time.